Recording. Hello there, it's World Fringe Day today. We're with, Sasha, why don't you introduce yourself and your Fringe Festival and tell us where you are.
Hello, I am in New Zealand. I'm from New Zealand Fringe Festival in Wellington. It is 8:30 p.m. Woo! Stayed up all night. So I've had the whole day. I can tell you what has happened.
Already done
your whole Fringe day.
Tell us about New Zealand Fringe.
New Zealand Fringe is New Zealand's oldest and largest open access arts festival. We happen in March, so it's still summertime technically, although our summer is very similar to Edinburgh's summer.
Is it?
Oh yeah, definitely bring your raincoat when you come. We're little but mighty. There's a team of 3 of us throughout the year, and then we grow to about 12 to make all of the arts happen. We're happily sitting about 150 events over the month. Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
And you're part of, I don't know where you fit in the circuit, but you're part of a kind of tour network now of Fringe Festivals in New Zealand. Can you tell us about that and the order that works in, how people get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on over. So we have changed our dates. We changed them last year to fit in a little better with the Australian festivals as well. So it's now possible to do Perth and then Adelaide, and then skip over to Auckland, whose dates are slightly earlier in February, and then come down to us for March, and then right down to the bottom to Dunedin, and they are later in March. Yeah, and then you've got just enough time to then go back if you're a comedian and do a Melbourne Comedy Festival. So it's a nice little
circuit.
Okay.
And if I was an artist, how would I have to apply separately to all of those festivals, or is there a way that we can do it jointly with you all?
At the moment we are all individual entities, but we definitely talk and promote to get to each other, and we can give you all of the connections, and one day it will be great to have a single thread. We also got in the September-October period, so that's just after Sydney and Melbourne Fringes, you can go to, where have we got? We've got Fringe in the Stings and Palmy Fringe, and then in December is Hamilton Fringe, not to be confused with Hamilton Fringe in the UK, who also have one.
In Canada.
There's one in Canada.
Oh, Canada. And then we also have Rotorua Fringe, who are brand new. They had their first inaugural festival this year. And Nelson Fringe, who took a year off and are back better than ever, I believe, for 2020. And they are both in April, May.
Right. And so how many fringes now in New Zealand? I missed count. I couldn't count all those. There's loads.
Auckland, Wellington, Dunedin, Rotorua, Hamilton, Hastings, Palmy, Nelson. So that's 8.
And in the Stings?
Yeah. Sorry, that's Hastings.
Hastings is Fringe in the Stings.
So, brilliant. So that's 8. Amazing. It's well worth coming and spending a year, isn't it, in New Zealand, try and do them all. Just move over for a year. And is there any particular genre that works really well in your Fringe, or is it sort of all types of artworks?
Please bring all types of artworks. Where I think one thing that works quite well is we, a couple of years ago, took out sort of genres from our program. So our program is structured in, there's a performance category, and then there's a family friendly category, and we've also got an outdoor category and a late night naughty bits category and international. So we don't, because we found that actually so many events are not just one thing. They're not just theatre, and they're not just music, and it's a mash of all of them. So we wanted to give people the option to be all of them at once and not having to put a specific label on it.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's that performance and art is definitely harder to define in genres now. Everything is blurring over, which is amazing. You know, dance is spoken word as well as theatre as well as music. So yeah, that must work really well. Do you do kind of how do you feel? What do you feel like type? Is that your Fringe Festival that did that?
No, it is definitely something that I have wanted to steal from other fringes.
One Fringe did What Do You Feel Like Seeing? And I can't remember who it was.
I think it's Melbourne.
Was it
Melbourne have a like.
Okay, well, I'll
Want to see him?
yeah.
We have an I'm feeling lucky button, and you tick that, and it will pop up an event for you.
Nice
Pop up with ideas, will it?
Yeah, so if you just click on the button, it'll bring up on the website. It'll bring up an event and say, you know, this is go for this one, and it will just be anything from the website.
Oh,
what?
yeah, that sounds brilliant. And today at World Fringe Day, obviously, we're talking about making or celebrating really how Fringe festivals are accessible to so many different types of people, audiences, artists, not just in an open access style festival, but in terms of just how they work. So what do you do at New Zealand Fringe to ensure it is accessible to audiences and artists of different diverse backgrounds and needs?
We have a relatively good relationship with a lot of our Māori practitioners and a lot of our Pacifica practitioners, and I think it's really important as sort of Indigenous peoples of New Zealand that their voices are heard just as loud as the international travelling performers. We're also part of our way of doing things is koha. So about 25 to 30% of our program is koha, which is a New Zealand Māori custom of gifting. So it could be pay what you feel, like a donation after the show, but a koha can also be you give back with a song or a poem or a piece of art of your own, or some pie, some food, something like that. So I think that's a really special part of New Zealand and our culture and how we can make art accessible for all.
What a wonderful thing. I love that.
Yeah, I do.
So thank you. We have got a full day of Fringe Festival interviews. So we are going to say thank you, Sasha from New Zealand Fringe, for joining us on World Fringe Day, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening, and we will catch up with you very soon. Happy World Fringe Day.
Happy World Fringe Day.
Happy World Fringe Day. Bye.